Guys, welcome to lesson 5, where we are going to be discussing formatting of the HTML text. Okay, so we're going to be formatting HTML text, the basic forms of formatting. We're going to be doing them. So firstly, I'm going to open our code editor that we are using, which is Sublime Text. Okay, this is Sublime Text. In Sublime Text here, I have lesson 5, I have formatting text in HTML. Okay, so I'm just going to serve it into the web browser so that you can see and know what we have for now. So this is lesson 5. I'm going to open lesson 5. As I open lesson 5, you're going to see this lesson 5, formatting text in HTML. Alright, so we start our formatting of text in HTML. So the first one we are going to work with here, we're going to work with strong text. Okay, but before working with them, we're going to have our first text on the platform, on the web page there. We're going to have there is a okay, so this is an unformatted text. Okay, good. So we'll save this. After saving this, I just want you to see when the text is not formatted or the text have nothing like format to it. So you see, there's the text we have here. It is not formatted. Let me zoom this window so that you can see clearly. I think 150 will be okay. All right, so this a text, this is an unformatted text. Okay, so we push downward and come here and see our first text to format. So we're going to say our first text, we create our paragraph. This is our first text, and then in here we say strong. Okay, we say strong. Okay, we want the text to be strong. Text to be strong, we say tag strong. Okay, so we're just going to put strong here, and in our paragraph we're going to put tag there, tag. Okay, tag strong. All right, and then close this strong. Looking at these formatting tags here, they are very important as well. At times you don't need to go all the way to the CSS to do this. So we're going to look at this, our first example. Understand that I'm introducing a new tag here, which is called strong, and here. So if you find out that this tag is actually affecting what is in between of it here, what we find in between of the tags here. All right, so we have strong here, and then we have the tag here is only being affected by the paragraph tag. All right, so let's see into the browser quickly. Now go into the browser and see. As we refresh the browser, this is what we see. So if you format the text using strong, you see the difference here. Let me add a little space in between here. Let me add a little space there to get us up and running for what we are seeing here. Okay, and then we want to add the space here. I thought HTML in no such thing. It is not a good practice, but I'm just doing it for this case. I think HTML going to invoke it by adding space that way. Okay, so we have this space here, we have the tag and say strong. Okay, so we'll move on to the next tag when we discussing formatting in HTML. Okay guys, so our next tag here going to be this. Our next tag going to be, we're going to get our P again, close the P, good, kind in the middle now, and say tag, good. And now what's going to be our next tag? Our next tag going to be bold. But in this scenario, we're not going to spell bold. We just want to use the syntax of bold by using B, right? And in here we're going to say this text is bold. Is bold. Okay, so come here again, we say this text is strong. Okay, so we come down. The next one we're going to deal with there is emphasis, right? So we're going to deal with emphasis. Good. So we say the tag here say EMP, right? EM. You can use EMP or you can use EM. All right. Okay, to do this, so you can say EM close. Another one open / EM. Good. So our emphasis tag going to be in here. We say this DE tag is emphasizing EMP I EMPA PA sorry SIS EMPASING, right? Okay, this text is emphasizing. Okay, and then we close it out here with the P tag and say P, right? And save this. Good. Now just with what we have here, and now we can go and check into our browser and see if we are making progress. As we refresh this, this is what we have. We say this text is strong, this text is bold. For bold and strong, they are similar, okay? But the one you see bold here have less priority than strong. So if you see emphasis, those of us that know about Microsoft Word, you will find out that it's in italics, okay? But in HTML we call it emphasis, okay? So we move on to the next one. After that, we move on to italic. Emphasis and italic, they are the same, right? They are the same. So move to the next one saying italic, okay? So I'm just going to copy the text up here for speed's sake. I'm going to copy the text up here, come down and paste it here and say this is italic, INTALIC. This is italic, and here we're going to put I on it, and in the two places we're going to put I on it. Now so for here, bring this back. For clean code, good, bring the both back, bring the book back, and then say this. So this text is italic, right? So the next one we're going to work on small. How can we create a small text? So now here we're going to spell the word as small here, and here we are also going to spell small as well. So in here we're going to say SMAL, small as well. So we're going to reduce the size of our text. So the next one we're going to work with is actually a subscript and a superscript. Okay, we have SUP. So we say SUP here, and come here and say SUP as well. Good. And then here now we're going to write something that is very important. Okay, we're going to write H here 2. Now H2, the 2 is going to be for subscript 2, and here we're going to write the letter O, uppercase O. All right, very good. And as we save this, this is our result. Okay, this is our result. So as we refresh it, okay, we have this text is in italic, and then we have H, and for here we have this text is small. Okay, now we get back to this. We get back quickly to our code editor. Okay, sorry, we use the wrong example here for this. This should be subscript instead of superscript. This should be subscript. Here is subscript good instead of superscript. So we're going to copy just this now and make our superscripts. Okay, so our superscript going to be a square. Going to be a square. This is our superscript, will be a square. Okay, so a square plus 2a. Now so this is what we have. So as we save this and get back to our browser, we refresh it, Now we have a squared plus 2a, and we have h2o, right? Okay, so having h2o and a squared plus 2a now have given a clear understanding on superscript and subscript in HTML. All right, now we'll go onward. We want to get our next tag. So want to get our next tag, we're going to use what we call mark. Okay, mark. We're going to use mark. Our next tag going to be mark. Mark. Okay, so we say here mark, and then we say mark in this area. So now, the sentence we're going to use here, we say this is text mark. Okay, so while saying this is a text mark, we're going to use only mark to be having the impact, the format. Okay, so for mark here, we're going to say mark, close this, come here and say mark as well, close this, and make this as a closing tag. Okay, so as you see here, so we are using our local code editor, which is Notepad, to get a clear understanding of whatsoever we are doing. So now if you see way down here at the bottom, we say this text is mark. So if we use mark, now what happens is that it mark the text with a yellow background, but it doesn't change the text color. Okay, we mark the text with a yellow background, but it doesn't change the text color. Marking the text with yellow background is actually a function of that. So after that, we're going to get over to our code editor. Let me increase the a bit before going to the code editor for you. All right, so this is what we have here. This mark here is what that are being affected. So the next thing we're going to, that mark should be actually in the past. For grammar's sake, it should be in the past. Okay, so for that, let me just put it in the past here, and then we'll come downward, and then we paste our next thing here. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to work with inside, right? That is inside, also ins here, and here is ins. So we want to get our text that is within, that we use this in, right? And then we'll come here, we say, for here we are going to say welcome. We say welcome here, we say welcome. Let's use to instead. Let's use to here instead. Welcome to Liberia, and then we save it, right? So let's see what this is going to do. This is actually an underline text, but reducing of the text that you can use as well. So we come here, as we refresh this is what we're going to get. So if you see here, they say welcome to, but the to here is only being underlined because it is what that we add the marks to. Okay, so we can create spaces in between them because we didn't create much of space. It says between them, we can create spaces between them as well. So space should be here, and space should also be here. So if you have both spaces there, you're going to get this result. As we refresh it, so this is what we have. So the next one we're going to be getting over to is the delete. Okay, like take for instance, you're writing something on your HTML page, and then you realize that you made an error, and you just want to delete that thing out of it. Okay, you don't want to somehow start everything over, but you want to tell the viewer that the identical thing is not part of it. Okay, so let's take for instance, we say we're asking someone, say what is, and then they get rid of the entire thing here. Okay, so what is mine, and then we say wow, you are your name. Okay, so now we don't need this mine. Okay, what is your name? It's a question, right? And it's okay, we don't need this mine. So what we're going to do, we're going to add our del to this, and then we'll add our del to this. Just going to run a line through it, through it, and we're going to be clear. Okay, so let's check it out. Check it out quickly. As we refresh it, we come down. You see here, we say what is. Instead of having mine now, we have line through it, and we say your name, so it is very clear. Okay, we move down to the next area. We're going to do the next area is going to be having a verb. A verb now is where we're going to have the writing similar to what we see in mathematical books as well. So the verb will be the last one we'll do. There are lots of things you can do with this. There are lots of formatting tags, okay, but we will work with verb as the last one for this video. So come down here, paste this quickly, and erase everything. Get rid of this thing from in here. Good. So now the next thing we're going to see, we say find the value. Find the value. Okay, and then we use our verb, right? We say var. Oh my god, sorry, var, and then come here and say var. Okay, now using this verb element here, now going to help us to put everything in a mathematical format. We say 11, we say 2y plus 5. Okay, 2y plus 5 minus 10 minus 10, let's say plus 3y. All right, so save this. We want to see how it's going to put this for us. This should be in your mathematical format, something showing you that this is the problem that you are about to solve. Okay, so if you see this here, the text here is actually different from the text here. So the 2 here is different from this 2 you are seeing up here. So 2y blah 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 and blah. Okay, so guys, this is our last tag that we use for today. Thank you very much for watching. This is our lesson 5. This is our lesson 5. We hope to see you in lesson 6. So guys, thank you very much. Hope to see you in lesson 6.